sorry. At risk of boring you, Dom, I think the question I'd like to ask Dom is why it's taken so long. I don't know when he's coming back, but it was described by you as a minor procedure.
Yeah.
He said straight after it had been successful.
Yeah.
Everybody said he hoped to be back soon, but he hasn't been.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, sometimes it's never so easy or straightforward with things. Maybe there is a minor setback. Maybe just take a little bit slower. That, you know, without being too boring and talk about details about that. The thing is, it's more positive now, and I'm looking forward to really, hopefully, tell that he's on the training pitch and ready to be involved in the squad.
Also, Spurs and Forest have both been through the Ange Postecoglou era, both out of that. Do you think that commitment to attacking football will be back ever? Do you think that what Ange did at Spurs and what Ange tried to do at Forest, has that set back that style of football? Has it proved it can't be successful in the Premier League, for example?
Good question. I think Ange has been in many ways a very successful Spurs manager. I think they had a very good first season here in the Premier League, and I think they won the first trophy in I don't know how many years. So I think that's definitely part of success, and also had that in the past in Celtic and everything. So I think there's a lot of circumstances for why things are good and why things are bad. I don't think it's my job to go into details about that.
Do you think he'll be back? People see him again?
I don't know him personally, but I hope he clearly loves being a coach and be in the game. So I always hope that good coaches are coming back in. Well, Tom.
You mentioned friendship with Sean Dyche. It feels like his style of play is maybe like in vogue or more appreciated this season. Kind of come back off the back of what Matt was talking about maybe the free-flowing or free-floating, as you might put it, style doesn't happen quite as frequently as it did in the past. When you speak to Sean as friends, do you always have a laugh about how, you know, these styles, they can be in fashion and suddenly out of fashion, and yet he's been pretty successful throughout his whole time?
Yeah, I speak about a lot of things, but I think, of course, we speak about styles, culture, teams, players, everything. So that's part of it. But I think all styles have their advantages and disadvantages, no doubt about that. And no doubt that Sean has proven to be extremely successful in the Premier League in many years, and I think showed great results in Burnley, obviously, and I also think done a top job in Everton in many ways. So, and I'm convinced that he will make Forest be successful, no doubt about that.
Obviously, in the summer, it was quite well reported that you went after a particular Nottingham Forest player that maybe it didn't happen, and then you end up signing Xavi Simons eventually. In between that, James Maddison got a serious injury, which may well rule him out for the rest of the season. Maybe he comes back towards the end. Was there any part of you that was slightly frustrated that Spurs didn't go for two playmakers in the summer, given that they were after one when Maddison was fit, and then you only got one in the end after he got injured?
In general, I said that before. I'm happy with signing off both Kudus and Xavi Simons, and as the two big offensive profiles match as well, we extended that, converted the loan to a permanent. So that bit I'm very happy with. There's a lot of rumours and if and buts and everything. Right now I have a squad. In many ways I'm quite happy with. There's of course things we always like to look into to improve, which I will keep for myself. But no, I'm happy, and I think both Kudus and Djed have shown what they are capable of, and they're showing it more and more now.
It feels like you've got a really exciting young team that's emerging, particularly in midfield. You've got those three gems really in Archie, Lucas and Xavi. I think a lot of fans are wondering when they can all play together. But when we look back at Mauricio Pochettino, when he built something here back in the 2010s, he had a really young, exciting team that were able to grow over the years. Is that what you seeing with this crop, not just those three, but Kudus is pretty young, and then do you see a team that can grow together and really become a force?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's part of more or less any successful team or club. It is a team that's grown together. There's a core of players that even have a specific age where they can add level to the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And you say a good example of, let's say, Xavi, Archie and Lucas. They are 19 and 22, I think. So that will be 24, 27, the peak age in 5 years' time. And along the way, hopefully there's a lot of good performance and results, and it will just get better and better, because if they play and they perform and we develop them and we do the right thing, then naturally the team will be better. And then they will have a better understanding, they will know each other better, they will hopefully care even more for each other. So that means also when it's really tough, they will run a little bit harder, or they will get through the tough spells and all that. So no doubt that any team need to grow together.
And just one final one. Whenever you've been asked about Dom, you're bored of it, and you've explained your stance on how you're going to talk about him coming back. But one thing we haven't really asked you is how frustrated you've been with it. Because I remember when you first got the job, did an in-house interview, you name-checked him as one of the really exciting players who hopefully scored a lot of goals. It must be really frustrating to not being able to have him pretty much the whole time.
And no doubt, I would love to have him out there. Would love to have Dom out there. I think to have a quality player like him in the squad, that will just help even more for competition, for rotation, for everything in the team. So the good thing is that I'm not in doubt he will be out there. George?
To go back to the summer, obviously well known the club wanted more from Gibbs-White, you did as well, clearly. Can you just talk a little bit about sort of why you wanted him, and I guess how much it disrupted the plans? Because it felt like on the outside he was joining Spurs, and I'm assuming there was a lot of excitement, and then all of a sudden it didn't happen, and obviously it would have been a key player for your plans this season.
Yeah, man. In general, I don't want to speak about players that's not here because it gives us no benefit, nothing at all besides good stories out there. I'm very happy with the players I have. That's what I'm focusing on. If I ever speak about other players, it needs to be Messi and Ronaldo, and they're retiring soon, as I say. So, that's my stand.
Can you sort of talk about how it kind of disrupted the plans to have a target? I guess a little bit similar to
I think not about that specific situation or whatever we talk about other players. I just think in general, every position we have more players on the list for every position, for right back, centre back, number 6, goalkeeper, right winger, whatever. It's never straightforward in terms of signing players. That's the one thing for sure. That's for sure.
January is obviously around the corner. Have you kind of had sort of more formal meetings with Fabio and Happy by this point about the plans for January, and are you hopeful there is going to be movement for the club in January?
We more or less after the window shut in September, we had the first formal meeting. Then there's an ongoing process that, and I of course also get to know more the squad and the players. So one thing is the daily interaction. I also have seen a lot of games live, watched them back, and you see all the small good habits and bad habits from the players, what you can try to affect, what you can try to, that'll be tricky, how the relationship is, so that knowledge get us closer and closer to know what we want.
Do you feel like, if you want signings in January, you will be able to get them, and would you like them as early as possible, I guess?
Yeah, of course. I think we'll definitely be in the market, no doubt about that. We want them as early as possible, like every other time. Let's see if we can have them before the 31st of Jan.
Just finally from me, obviously you could have been up against Moscow this weekend, and I'm sure you know what the kind of narrative and the noise would have been around that. Is it kind of easier, in a sense, not just for yourself, but actually the club, thinking players, that you're not going up against Sam, and you didn't have to answer those, or they didn't have to answer those questions about placing him, and the big decisions obviously we've got to high stuff?
Probably yes. The only thing I can say, as I said before, Ange is a legend, will always be. He won a massive trophy, big part of that, and we all stand on shoulders of others, and I stand on the shoulders of Ange, and I'll try to build from there.
Jay, to finish, please.
Hi Thomas. On Tuesday, it looked like Djed was moving into central areas quite a lot. Just wondered if you could explain why he was doing that, and maybe if we'll see that more going forward.
Yeah, I think as part of we knew that they were man-man, so we had to move them around. Djed was the higher of the fullbacks in a quite flexible role to try to run off his marker and create space both for the outside for Wilson and also have an opportunity going in behind. And I think he actually solved that role quite well. And I think it's also a thing you will see more and more in modern football when team goes man-man, which team does more and more, especially in the high pressure. And that's some of the movements you can do because often it's a winger that is tracking the fullback.
Wanted to ask you about the Under-17 World Cup in 2011.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I remember a bit, yeah.
What can you remember about Denmark's game against Ivory Coast?
We lost 4-2. I think we went 1-0 down. And back to 1-1. I think there was one player scoring 4 goals for Ivory Coast, unfortunately. I can't remember his name, unfortunately.
But it was one player who scored all 4 goals. Can you remember why he scored 4 goals? Why was he so difficult to come up against?
Maybe he was physically strong, unbelievable. Yeah.
Did you know that he then joined Spurs?
Probably it was something near ringing a bell here. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
We'll find out more.
I'll find out more. Yeah. To be continued. I like that.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Thomas.
You'll find out, Moose, won't you?
I don't read the